They say revenge is loud, screaming, crying, breaking things. But my revenge didn't make a sound. And that's exactly why it shocked him the most. My name is Lila. And until 6 months ago, I thought I had the perfect love story. We met on a rainy Tuesday. His name was Ethan, tall, confident, the kind of man who made you feel like you were the only person in the room. He remembered little things, my coffee order, the song I hummed when I was nervous, the way I bit my lip before saying something important. For 2 years, he was my safe place. We lived together in a small but cozy apartment downtown. Every morning, he'd kiss my forehead before leaving for work. Every night, we'd cook dinner together and laugh about nothing. I trusted him the way you trust the sun to rise. But what I didn't know that day was that he had already stopped rising with me. It started with small cracks, things too tiny to notice unless you were looking for them. His phone face down on the table, late meetings that stretched until midnight, a new cologne I didn't buy him. When I asked, he smiled, that same smile, and said, "Work has been crazy, baby. You know how it is." And I believed him. Because that's what love does, doesn't it? It makes you blind. It makes you quiet. It makes you ignore the whispers in your own gut just to hold on to a warmth that's already fading, until everything changed. One Thursday night, Ethan came home earlier than usual. No dinner, no kiss. He just stood in the kitchen doorway, hands in his pockets, looking at me like I was a stranger. "We need to talk," he said. Those 4 words. The 4 words no one ever recovers from. I remember putting down my tea. My hands were cold. My heart was already running, even though my feet stayed still. "I don't love you anymore," he said. Flat. Empty. Like he was reading a weather report. I waited for the punchline. The joke. The just kidding. But it never came. He told me he had met someone else. Someone from his gym. Someone who understood him better. Someone who wasn't me. I didn't cry. Not then. I just stood there, frozen, while my entire world collapsed into a single sentence. He packed a bag in 15 minutes. 15 minutes to erase 2 years. Before he left, he turned around and said something I will never forget. "Don't make this ugly, Lila. Just let me go." The door closed. His footsteps faded. And then the silence came. That silence. It was worse than any scream. I fell to the floor. Not a dramatic fall, just my knees giving up. I hugged my own arms because no one else would. And for 3 days, I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I just replayed every memory, looking for the moment I lost him. But here's the thing about hitting rock bottom. You realize the only way left is up. The first week, I was a ghost in my own apartment. His toothbrush still in the holder, his hoodie still on the chair. I couldn't move anything because moving them meant admitting he wasn't coming back. Then, on day 8, my phone buzzed. A friend sent me a screenshot. It was Ethan's Instagram story. A photo of him and his new girl, Chloe, I learned her name later, at a rooftop restaurant. The same restaurant where he took me for our first anniversary. And the caption? "Finally found my person." I stared at those words for an hour, finally found his person, as if I was just a practice round, a placeholder, a warm body until someone better showed up. That night, something inside me didn't break. It shifted. I didn't want to cry anymore. I didn't want to beg. I didn't want to text him or call him or ask for closure. I wanted him to feel what I felt, not with anger, not with violence, but with truth. So I started watching. Quietly. You'd be surprised what people reveal when they think no one is paying attention. Ethan had always been careless with his digital footprint, shared passwords, old laptops, a journal he kept in his desk drawer, one he thought I never knew about. I didn't hack anything. I didn't break any laws. I just remembered. Every late-night meeting, every trip he said was business, every sweet lie he fed me while building something new with her behind my back. And then I found the thread that would unravel everything. His business partner, Mark, a good man, honest, built the company from nothing with Ethan, Had no idea that Ethan was siphoning money from their joint accounts. Nothing illegal on paper, just clever, hidden transfers into a private account. An account he opened with Chloe's name. He wasn't just cheating on me, he was stealing from his best friend. I sat in my dark living room at 2 a.m., holding proof on a USB drive, and I made a choice. I could expose him publicly. I could send everything to Mark and watch Ethan's world burn in a day. But that would be loud. That would be angry. That would give him the chance to play the victim, to call me a bitter ex. No. I wanted something quieter, something he couldn't fight. So I chose patience. Over the next 3 weeks, I started planting small, invisible seeds. I sent an anonymous email to Mark. No threats, no drama, just a simple line. Check your Q3 financial statements. Look for transferred amounts labeled operational adjustments. I knew Mark. He was meticulous. He'd find the trail on his own. Then I quietly reached out to Chloe, not for revenge, for information. I pretended to be a former friend warning her about Ethan's financial secrecy, not his cheating. She took the bait. She started asking him questions, and liars hate questions. Cracks began to form, not loud cracks, quiet ones. Ethan started getting nervous. He called me once, the first time in weeks, sounding paranoid. Lila, have you been talking to anyone about me? I paused. Then I said the most powerful words I've ever spoken. No, Ethan, I've been too busy healing. You should try it. And I hung up. That was my revenge. Not a scream, a whisper, and whispers. Whispers travel further than anyone expects. 2 weeks later, everything collapsed, without me lifting a finger. Mark confronted Ethan. The numbers didn't lie. The hidden account in Chloe's name didn't lie. Ethan tried to twist it, to blame me, to say I hacked him. But Mark had already verified everything through a forensic accountant. Ethan was removed from the company, not fired publicly, just erased. His name taken off the website, his keycard deactivated, his reputation gone in complete silence. And Chloe? She left him the same night she found out he used her name to hide stolen money. She didn't even say goodbye. She just posted a single story. Some people wear masks so long they forget they have a real face. I watched all of this from my new apartment, a smaller, simpler place, but mine, only mine. Ethan tried to call me 17 times in one night. I answered the last one. He was crying, begging, asking me how I could do this to him. And I said something I truly meant. I didn't do anything, Ethan. I just stopped protecting you from the truth. He went silent. Then the line went dead. That was 8 months ago. Today I drink my tea in the morning without checking my phone. I walk past our old restaurant without flinching. I don't hate him anymore. Hate is heavy. Hate is loud. And I chose quiet. Here's what I learned. And I want you to remember this. Revenge isn't about destroying someone. It's about refusing to be destroyed by them. You don't need to scream. You don't need to plot. You don't need to become someone ugly just to prove they hurt you. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk away, heal, and let the truth do the work you thought you had to do yourself. Ethan lost his love, his money, his best friend, and his reputation. And me? I lost a liar. That's not a loss. That's a gift. So if you're watching this and someone broke your heart today, don't text them. Don't beg. Don't plan revenge. Just breathe. Just wait. Just build a life so beautiful that one day they realize they didn't lose you. You outgrew them. And that is the quietest, deadliest revenge of all. Thank you for listening. If this story touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, sometimes silence speaks louder than screams.